Welcome to Bold and Beautiful Voices, where we dive into real life stories, share personal experiences, and also explore different perspectives. I'm your host, Felicia, and today we're joined by Shae from Pensacola, Florida. Welcome, Shae. So before we dive in, if you haven't already subscribed to our Bold and Beautiful Voices YouTube channel, please do so now so you can stay connected to the ladies. Now let's get started. Hi, Miss Lachey. I'm great. How's your day going? That's good. So today you was off. Okay, cool. So let's dive into some icebreaker questions. Where's your favorite place to visit? The beach. So if you can visit a different country, which one would you pick? Why Puerto Rico? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what's your favorite food? Tacos. I love me some tacos with a lot of onions and stuff on it. Yeah, I'm with you with that one. What's your favorite thing to do on your downtime? Okay. So everybody has a favorite song, a pick me up song. What will be yours? Hmm. 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 Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. So we're gonna dive into our topic. So today, we're gonna be catching up on the life of the ladies with Miss Lachey. So, do you want to be called Lachey or Shay? Because I'm used to Shay. Shay. Okay, you guys. So we're gonna call her Shay. Okay. So, Shay, can you tell us a little about yourself and your background? That's- Okay. Okay. How many nieces and nephews you have? Mhm. Okay. So, would you be considered the fun auntie? I'm the fun auntie out of mine as well. They say you never take anything serious. I mean, hey, you got to have some fun somewhere. Yeah. So you can more like relate on what they're going through instead of being so hard and strict on them. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and that's important because a lot of kids, I really think that a lot of the things that goes on in our community is because the kids don't have that outlet. They don't have that person that they can go and talk to and confide in. So that's very good. Great job. So we're gonna dive into the highs and lows of life. Everybody has highs and lows in life, and if they say they don't, they're lying. Okay, everybody have good seasons. Everybody have bad seasons. Some may be in good now, some may be in bad. So, what has been one of your highest points in your life so far?
I would say my highest point has been like within these past almost 2 years of me being a entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Um, it has its lows too, but I look at it more as a high
Mhm.
because I'm able to wake up every day, do something that I love to do, and on my own time, and then I also have more time to spend with my son.
Yeah. And that's important. Entrepreneurship, you know that it can have some lows, but the advantage of being, entrepreneur is so rewarding. And I would advise anybody to go for it. You just never know if it's going to work unless you try it. Can you share a low point in your life that you faced and how you handled it?
Um, the lowest point of my life, I would say, would be when I lost my dad in 2018.
Hmm.
It's like once I lost him, I kind of lost myself.
Hmm.
I didn't know who I was, and I struggled mentally because I was in denial of him passing.
Hmm.
If anybody know me, they know I'm a daddy's girl, and they just knew like he was my everything. And so it kind of brought me down. And then like I was in a ugly funk. I would probably say about 3 years,
Hmm.
with that because lost my dad. I lost a lot of people that were around me that I was close to,
Hmm.
and it just kind of like put me in a dark space in life.
Hmm.
So that was probably my lowest. But although it was my lowest, it also helped motivate me and kind of made me the person that I am today.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. And when you go through those low times in life, I always tell people that the people that's supposed to be there, they're gonna always stay. The ones that don't, they'll go. Because it happened to me. So I totally understand how you feel. So it's been what, 4 years since your father passed?
2018,
Well, 6 years. So do you find yourself at now accepting the fact, and how do you um celebrate? I know I try to celebrate happy things, talk about good memories to get me out of that funk. So is that something that you do?
yeah, I actually got into therapy.
Hmm.
So I would say I accepted it about 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and once I accepted it, um, it was kind of scary, but it also put me at peace. And and I have to think about what would your dad, what would your dad do?
Hmm.
Because I'm so much like him in so many ways. So I started therapy actually a year ago, and
Hmm.
it has helped me. And my therapist, she was like, it's a good thing. She's like, I could tell that you already kind of started your healing journey.
Yeah.
And she was like, but now we have to dive deep into it. So it's been a journey.
Yeah. And you're gonna get through it. So I know you mentioned that you had a son. You only have one son. So tell us about your son.
My son, he'll be 16 in October.
Okay.
He's a sophomore, and he plays football and basketball,
Hmm.
and that's like my motivation, and he's my inspiration every day. And we both are each other's inspiration. And
Yeah.
he tells me that a lot. He's like, Mom, you motivate me so much in so many different ways. And then I tell him, you motivate me, because of how strong you are.
Exactly.
He's had several different injuries, and I'm like, I see when you have the injuries, you be kind of down for a while, but then when you come back, when you bounce back, it's
Mhm.
on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it helps me, like, if your child can do this,
You can
you
do
know
it.
what I'm saying? You can do it.
Hmm. Yep. And it's always a good thing when our kids say they look up to us. It's like the most amazing feeling ever. What are some of the most rewarding experience? Well, name one of the most rewarding experience you have had as a parent. What is a latest one?
The latest, just my son. In school in general because he's in civil engineering.
Hmm.
And I see how focused he is when it comes to engineering because he wants to be architecture. So
Okay.
I see so much of that, and it kind of like it makes me happy because it's like it's something that he wanted to do.
Mhm.
It's nothing that I just forced him on. And seeing how he sticks with the sports, but also academically, he's
Ex-
still excelling. So that inspires me so much, and it makes me happy as a mom because especially raising a black son in today's
Exactly.
world, and he doesn't get in no trouble. Not saying that Frank doesn't,
Yeah.
but I just see how focused he is
Mhm.
with his school and his sports.
Exactly. And raising a black son, a lot of people don't want to accept this, but our poor babies already have two strikes. Number one, they're male. Number two, they're black. So it's always good to have that, positive role model, parent, grandparent, or whoever in their life, just never getting out of their ear. So as you know, it's been so much going on in Pensacola and with raising a son. How do you feel about that?
All I can do is just trust God at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Every day I wake up, I pray. I pray randomly throughout the day. At night, I make sure I pray and that God, protects him and be his light. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Because it's so much that's going on, and when I hear about all these different activities or these different, you know, violent
Mhm.
situations, I just kind of like go look at my son and I just like, Lord, I thank you.
Mhm.
Because it could have been him.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of the times at these different places that things are going on, it's like places that he wants to kind of go to, but that mom intuition is like, no, son, I think you should just stay home. You know what I'm saying? And it just it's scary.
Yeah, you're being you protecting your baby. So do he thinks it's unfair? Do you
He
ever come across those conversations with him?
he used to, and at times he'll be like, Mom, I can't go nowhere. But then at the same time, he'll come to me and he's like, Mom, I know, you be mean at times, or I think that you're being mean. But he's like, I know that you're trying to protect me. And he's like, I thank you for that.
Exactly. So I know a lot of parents in this era, they're more like best friends with their kids. So they're in a position where they don't know how to separate being a parent and being a friend. Have you ever came across that?
Yes, I have several times, but I'm also one of those stern type parents. I'm kind of like old school when it comes to my son because my parents didn't allow us to just run the streets.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like that with him, but also trying not to be too overprotective.
Mhm.
So I kind of like let him do a few things, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of like old school.
Yeah. And sometimes, it hurt us to be so strict on our kids, but it is what it is. I tell my kids, my even my older kids, I track them everywhere they go. Um, because I be worried, with all what's going on. And I just want to make sure that they're okay. I want everybody kids to be okay, but when it's your own, you won't, most definitely want them to be safe. So I have that relationship with my kids. With Miss Yasmin, I have to like get a little mean to her so she can understand that I'm in parent mode. But hey, I think it's good to have that open communication with your kids because you want them to be able to come and tell you anything. And some of the stuff my older kids come tell me, I be like, "You did what? When this happened?" But I never want them to be like to feel like I'm judging them. But deep down, I be want to say, "I told you so."
Right.
But sometimes you just not say nothing.
I'm that child anyway when it comes to my mom. Like I'm the child, she'll tell me to do one thing and I do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
So when I'm parenting it's like, okay, Shae, you did this to your mama, but now you're seeing it with your child. You know what I'm saying? Like now you see why your mama was saying this.
Exactly. Exactly. So I noticed you said that you do hair. So what inspired you to do hair?
I've been doing hair since I was a little girl. I used to play Barbie dolls. All my friends used to always want to be outside, but I was one that I was a house child. My mom didn't really let me do too much. Go. We couldn't spend the night at nobody's house. I stayed between my next door neighbor home.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, playing Barbie dolls, and it's just I've always been into hair. And I just feel like when it comes to hair, that's like what people see first. That's our crown.
Exactly.
So
We all want to keep our hair
Yeah,
did.
yeah. And I'm very big on it. So it's like it's just something I always wanted to do. I actually wanted to go to cosmetology school once I graduated high school,
Mhm.
but I had my son and my mom was like, no, you don't need to go there. You need to do something more productive.
Mhm.
And at the time, I'm like, that's productive to me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I went in the medical field thinking that, but it also helped me even become a better cosmetologist because I understand the anatomy and physiology that
Mhm.
goes behind,
Exactly.
cosmetology. So I understand how the hair grow or how, what I'm saying, like your hair can turn be one way today and then another way tomorrow, and it's all in your body.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's great. Can you share an achievement in your career over the last year?
um, getting steady clientele.
Yes, we
Steady
always love that.
clientele. It was I wouldn't really say too much. It was a struggle in the beginning because like this is something I've been doing for since like 2006.
Hmm.
I graduated 2007, so I've always kind of like been into the hair industry a little bit. Um, but um, when my dad passed, that's what really kind of pushed me because it was more. I was more at peace, and it was so much of my passion.
Hmm.
So when it comes to hair, I would say the highest point would be clientele, and I never thought that today I would have a steady clientele.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yay! Congrats!
thank you.
Congratulations! Yeah, people come, people go, but the loyal people will stay. So that's great. And the hair business is a $1 billion industry. How many women is on this earth that love to get their hair did? You know. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So Shay, what is self care to you?
Self care to me is taking care of me physically and mentally.
Mhm.
Um, Part of my self care routine would be just to go get a massage or go to yoga. I
Mhm.
love yoga.
Okay.
And I try to work out as much as I can. That's kind of rocky. But most people would think that, working out is a self care, but it is to me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because it makes me feel good.
Hmm.
It might be a pain for the moment, but after all, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So I would say probably,
Yeah.
uh, yoga.
Yeah. The pain with working out is only temporarily. Once you get in a move, 21 days to form a habit, you'll be in there. How often do you take self care days?
I used to do probably not often, but now I'm learning to give myself off days once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And with that off day, even if I have to just go sit on the beach, you know, I'm more into my mental now.
Hmm.
So if I could just have a quiet day. Sometimes I'll sit at home and my therapist's like, how is that, your self care day? What do you do? And I'm like, I just sit at home and I just like clean up.
Hmm.
Or I'll just sit on the couch, no music, no phone, and I'll just like relax.
Yeah. I know for me, I'm about to hit 40. And so for me, just being a peace and quiet house, it's like the best feeling ever. I'm in an era where I feel like that I don't have to be on every scene. I don't have to attend every event. Like being in a place that I call my home is peaceful. And a lot of people don't get that. And we all been young and want to be here, there on every scene, but it gets old. It gets old. So, what are some of your hobbies that you enjoy? Do you have a hobby?
I would say I'm about to get back into it because I kind of like got away from it. But doing things around the house, like furniture upholstery,
Okay.
um, painting. I'm all into like DIY projects.
Okay.
So
For some reason, I'm into gardening and landscaping. Like,
I love that.
I'm like, why am I liking and enjoying
You know me,
doing
Jody
this?
Mama.
Yes,
I'm,
Jody
I'm, I'm
Mama.
into Jody's Mama mood lately. So I have been learning to be a plant mom. That's like one of my biggest goals is to be a plant mom.
Hmm.
So I used to, as you can see, I used to always do stuff at home, like landscaping
Hmm.
So
Do you have any plants now?
I do. I actually have 4 babies
Four
at
babies.
work.
Okay.
And they're just growing, and everybody come in and think they're fake. So I had succulents.
Hmm.
I had some at home, and they keep dying. And I was like, why are they dying? And I'm learning that your energy,
Hmm.
your plants feed off your energy. So I'm like, I was like really never home, or from home, I never really paid no attention. So I had to learn like every day, go speak to them, open the window, let a little sunlight in. So the ones that work, I guess they feed off my energy
Hmm.
every day. So they're just thriving.
Yeah. I talk to my babies all the time, and my kids look at me like, "Are you crazy?" But I mean, I'm like, "Yeah, these are your brothers and sisters. Enjoy them." So, Miss Shae, are you dating?
I am.
You are.
I am dating. It's a situationship, but I'm not. I'm not in a space mentally to kind of give my all at the moment.
Hmm.
So I am just kind of dating.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's good to be dating. So that's why it's always good to be upfront with people. Because some people want to date the married, some people just want to date just to be dating. So just having that open communication with whoever you're involved with is always important. And for you to share that, hey, I'm not in a space where I want to get so deep, you know, you're expressing, and that's a great thing. So I'm earlier you mentioned that you went to therapy. And so how do you feel about mental health in this current era that we in? It seems like so many people are going through so much thing, and especially in the Black community, they always therapy is not going to help me. I know therapy helped me.
Yeah, it helped me. I kind of dislike um, the nobody can tell me how to feel,
Mhm.
and I guess in the Black community we get the wrong, take on what therapy is. They think it's just somebody on the couch telling you you should not feel like that.
Mhm.
And I try to communicate that with a lot of people. Like, sometimes you might need someone, because it's hard to trust people nowadays.
Exactly.
So sometimes you may need that stranger, you know what I'm saying, to kind of talk you through different situations.
Mhm.
I know with my therapist, I was a mess. I would say the first 4 to 5 months,
Mhm.
every time I get on the call, she's like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh, good." And she's like, "How your week been?" And I would just cry.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Why am I crying?" And she never tells me, what you're feeling is wrong.
Mhm.
And I try to get that out to the Blacks, because we just feel like I said, nobody can tell us what to do. But I think that it's very important to work on your mental. And I feel like if more people work on that mental, it will be a better community.
Yes.
And it will also kind of leak down into our children,
Mhm.
because our children see us, the parents, struggling. They see us upset a lot, and a lot of the times our negative energy the children feed off of that. And I feel
Exactly.
like that's why our community is in the situation that it's in now, because
Mhm.
so much of the parents' negative energy.
Mhm.
And when you're positive, your kids will feel that, they will feel happy, they will feel loved.
Mhm.
So I feel like mental therapy is like, it works.
It is, and our Black men especially have it the worst because they was taught be a man about it. You don't supposed to cry.
Right.
You just got to make it happen.
Right.
In reality, they feelings should matter. You know, I express my boys. Hey, express your feelings. If you got to cry about something, that doesn't make you less than a man. You know what I'm saying? People want people that know how to show and express their emotions. And that's one thing that I feel that in a Black community that we need to get better at, with telling these boys, you a boy, get up, or be a man
Stop
about it.
being
Stop that.
soft.
Yeah, like no, they have feelings too.
Being emotional.
They carry so much on their shoulders, and some people don't even feel like they can express stuff to their partners or nobody because of people going to judge them or whatever. So I hope that's something that's going to change in the near future.
Especially with our Black men.
Hmm.
I really feel like our Black men, because I'm seeing more about women take it
Yes.
serious, you know, And I just want our black men to take it more serious as
Mhm.
well, and to know that it's women out here. I just feel like it will be better relationships.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We all, like, the kids already need black male figures.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like with them mentally bettering themselves, it will also help the
The
kids.
kids, yep. There'll be less on the violence and the killing and all that stuff. If they have good, positive men in their life that's going to tell them, hey, it's okay. If you heard about something, go somewhere, cry about it. Talk to someone that you trust and keep it moving. Yep. So right now, on a scale 1 to 10, with 10 being the less, I mean one being the less and 10 being the greatest. Where's your mental right now?
My mental, I would say, would be about an 8.
About an 8. Yeah.
Say that, about an 8. I'm more at peace nowadays. And I guess my clients can tell, my son can tell, my family, everyone around me can kind of tell that I'm better mentally.
Okay.
Because I was a mess. I would say probably even 3, 4 years ago, I was a total mess. And they see the growth in me, and I see the growth. And
Yes.
even like, at times you kind of, like, your memories on your phone kind of come back, and then I'm like looking at videos I used to do, and I'm like, dang, Shae, like, you was really a mess. You know what I'm saying? So to see that, I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm not embarrassed by nothing in my past. You know what I'm saying? Because it has helped me evolve and be the woman that I am today.
Exactly. Never be embarrassed. You can always learn from it. Can you share a long-term goal that you have for your future?
A long-term goal, I actually want to get into teaching in cosmetology. Um,
Have you started brainstorming?
Yes, my son has 3 years until he graduates. So I'm actually just trying to build my resume now,
Mm-hmm.
and my clientele, and learn as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also preparing myself to um, kind of get into, like, further my education into the hair industry, because by me getting licensed last year, it has opened so many doors.
Exactly.
And I've already been doing things behind the scenes. I just don't really post it a lot, but I've been actually networking, going out of town, going to hair shows. I do a lot, but I do it out of town because I want to bring to Pensacola. You know, I was praying one day that we could get a cosmetology school that catered more towards in our black community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because going to cosmetology school, you learn the fundamental, which has helped me out a lot. But I feel like they don't focus so much on the black community, and I see the black community kind of struggling when it comes to that. So I want to eventually become an instructor.
Oh, those are great goals. Great goals. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Traveling, teaching, um, with my son, if he decides, he want to go to school and play sports, see myself, um, traveling with him, not with him all the time. I'm gonna let him kind of, breathe.
But you're gonna pop in.
Yeah, pop in here and there, but also, um, expanding my business. I have a few things that I want to do that I have not really too much said, but it's more so with me expanding my business.
Okay, that's cool. Those are great future goals and 5 year goals. So I know when it was Saturday, they had that back to school bash, and you made a post about um, you know what inspired that post. Like, because I was trying to dig a little deep in to see exactly what happened, and I did see the picture. And if you don't got anything good to say, I don't say anything. So, and you say you'll never give back to the
When I
community.
said that, it was more so I would never give back. I would never give back because I give back a lot of times. A lot of my clients I give back. I used to do. I used to go live and I would do like raffles. But I just feel like so many parents nowadays are so ungrateful. And I've been in that situation where I've kind of helped people and they were ungrateful.
Yes.
Because when I do stuff, I do it from the heart. Which I feel like what those ladies did was a great. That was very wonderful. To say, hey, I might have bit my tongue, what I'm saying, and I might do that in the future. But I just feel like the parents need to be more grateful because you have all these stylists that are losing
money,
time with their children, losing money, you know what I'm saying, to cater to you and your child. And you can't just say because I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
I've been a single mom almost 16 years. Never asked for a handout, you know what I'm saying, which at times I could have, but I just didn't. And it kind of like I didn't know the whole situation. I was just seeing posts, I'm like, dang, like, why are y'all so upset? And then when I seen it, I was like, and they kind of gave me the backstory, but it was already up, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I went in and I was like, y'all, knowing the backstory of it, I was like, some people are just kind of ungrateful. I just feel like in that situation, sometimes, if I was put in that situation, and it was my child, thank you, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of leave, walk away, and if it's something that I don't like, I'll go ahead and correct it. You know what I'm saying? Find another style. Because people don't understand that when we're behind that chair, we coming through that door, we don't know what we're gonna have. So when you sit in that chair, it's like, okay, because we can have knot head all day. I mean, I do knotless braids, probably my top style. And silk presses. I could put a time slot, like, okay, it take me 4 hours to do this. A client might come in, their parent probably say, I shampoo, condition my hair, blah, blah, blah. That child get in my chair. Now I got to work an extra hour and a half with detangling, shampoo, and conditioning.
Exactly.
So they don't understand what us stylists go through. And I believe they had like a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been the only amount of time and the only style for that stylist to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like some people in our community need to start being more grateful and thankful that, you have to look at other people's situations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of them styles, not simple, they are great. You know what I'm saying? Some of them styles that probably was their, they could have been
first time. It could have been new.
Struggling financially, but they wanted to give to get their name out there and stuff. So when I say I would never, to me it's just like it'll probably take more for me to kind of just get back out there because I have given before. You know what I'm saying? I give all the time.
Yeah, and so with, in our community, if it's something that you don't like, and if it's a paid service, I feel like I should come to you, hey, Shae, I don't like my hair. Either you can fix it or reimburse, something, if not all, a percentage, because you did waste your time, not waste your time, but you did put time into doing whatever it is that was provided. So I think that we need to get better at always going to social media, blasting people, or just trying to make somebody down somebody, because you never know what that person is going through. Like, I mean, I'm like, my God, this probably was a baby, a newbie, or what I'm saying, somebody that just started and just wanted to give back to the community, and now their heart probably crushed because everybody's talking about them. So it's a difficult situation, and it's something that we as Black women have to get better at, because I see a lot of people blasting people for no reason, and I'll be like, what is going on? Like, what do you get? Do you get brownie points for it? I'm like, y'all got to get better at that.
I'm learning to not always say what I feel on social media. At times, it's kind of like a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just see something, you just respond. And then once you hit the backstory, it's like, hey, but at the end of the day,
it's already posted.
So,
yeah, and I've done that before. Like me, we usually do the back to school bash, give away supplies and things like that. But people are so ungrateful. People want to come in, they don't want to bring their kids, they want to get 5, 6, 7, 8 book bags. Now you're being ungrateful. You get what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, you probably don't need the stuff. You just want it so you don't have to buy it. And when the community do events like this, it's for people that really needs it. Like, why am I going to a back to school giveaway? I'll go to support, but why am I taking for the people that really need it? You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, the mind frame has to get better in our community so we can be better people.
And I guess that's why too. I think more deeply it's so many people who don't really need the help, and they're
just there.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I do it if I really know, you know what I'm saying, that they really need it. You know, and my clients sometimes they don't need it, but me, especially if they have multiple children and they're bringing them in, I kind of like give them.
Yes.
You know, I'm taking out of my child mouth as well. You know what I'm saying? But my heart is too big. Yeah. So I'm a giver.
Yeah. And when you put in that position that you can give back, you're supposed to do it. Like me, for me, I helped a few people out with school supplies, but I just don't feel the need that I have to tell the world everything I do. You know, it's just like that. That thing I seen something on Facebook where a guy helped a homeless person. So he had his camera here and giving the man money. And I'm like, if you're doing it out the kindness of your heart, why you got to record it? Like, I dislike that too, because I mean, what's from the heart should be from the heart, you know. And I understand the content creator thing. I understand all that, but some things just don't. Yes, like be displayed.
I give to like even like on Facebook, if someone make a post that the children are like doing fundraisers, I'll do it, and you know, I'll send the funds or whatever. And I've had people like, oh, it's okay if I post. I'm like, I really don't want, you know, because I'm not that type of person. Like, you don't have to. Thank you is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to put it out on for everybody to see. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just me. Yeah.
And I give back because you may be up one day and you may be rock bottom a month or a year, because you just never know. You can never say that something won't happen to you, because we don't know what life is going to hand to us, you know.
And my lowest points in life, that's when I had people giving, and I never thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought that day would come. And it's because my friends always say, Shae, because you have such a big heart, you're always doing for others. And, you know, when you're down, you don't say nothing, but people can tell, you know, not that they can tell, but that's when God will put certain people in your life. You know exactly. So I just.
And speaking of giving, I remember when my kid's father died and I caught COVID. I don't know if I made a post or how you found out, but you bought like 3 bags of groceries and started on, put it on my porch and stuff. And like, I'm like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm like, one girl I was just like, don't even say this. You know, she's like, I said, do not post it. Like, you know, that's just, my dad was like that. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in a missionary Baptist church. So my dad always told me, like, on the way to church one day, someone's car broke down. He was like, no, we were just on the way to church. He was like, so if we're on the way to church and someone's car breaks down, he's like, do you continue going to church or do you help? And I was like,
continue going to church.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, but is that the church or just the church building? And I was like, I'm going to church then. And he was like, no, you're supposed to stop and help. He was like, because they are the church. You know, he was like, you're a missionary. He was like, your mission is to help others. He was like, that building going to still be there. But he was like, you know, you have people that are in need. Exactly. So this when I was like a little bitty girl, and I just always kept that in the back of my mind and in my head. So, you know, like, I just help people because, like I said, at the end of the day, you just never know when your load
it's going to come. You know, so. Yep. It's kind of hard to filter out who really needs the help this day and era, because I was like, I could not believe what I was witnessing. So right down the corner of Palafox and Pace, it was a guy appearing to be homeless. And after it was the end of the day, and I see him walk back behind that insurance building. Is it direct?
Yeah.
And he got in his Mercedes and he left. And I was like, he was just holding up a sign talking about homeless, please help. So that's his career. That's what he does, do for a living.
They're just mentally, I found out that it was a homeless guy one time, and I be feeling so bad because I be wanting to like give, but I'm like, oh, like should I? You know what I'm saying? Yes. But I found out one time it was like a homeless guy, and he gave me this. Retired military, and he was like, he don't have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? This is the story I was told, and I was like,
but take from the hard working people. We work hard for our money. So. And I want to put my money in places where I know it's needed. Needed. Yep. So Miss Lachey is a licensed cosmetologist and she also works in the salon. So, can you tell our viewers how to contact you for the service that you provide?
Yes, you can contact me. My phone number is 850-332-4189. Or if you want to, I work at Still Cutting Up Hair Studio, 14 West Georgia Street, Suite 128. So I'm there. That's the address of it. But the name of my business is the Shae Styles.
Yep. And there you have it, you guys, catching up on the life latest with Miss Shae. So, you guys, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please